In this lesson, we'll start talking about outputs. I'm Ryan from CountBubble. I worked in data roles at nonprofits for about 10 years and want to share some of that knowledge with you. CountBubble is simple, affordable client tracking software for small human service nonprofits. Find us at countbubble.com. Okay, let's define outputs. Outputs are the things you do. You can also think of them as the services you provide. Now let's say this right up front. Outputs are not outcomes. The words sound a lot alike, but outputs are different from outcomes. They are different concepts that matter a lot in the nonprofit sector, especially to foundations. We'll talk about outcomes in another video, so for now, embed this idea deep into your brain. Outputs and outcomes are not the same thing. Let's take a moment to talk about why outputs are important. On the simplest level, outputs are used to track each type of work you do, each service you provide. When you track those services, those things you do, you can do a lot with that data. They let you explain to donors how you use their contributions. You gave us money for a food pantry. Here's how much food we gave away with your money. Outputs, like any data you track, let you compare results over time. Last year, we provided 100 meals, and this year, we provided 200. Finally, they help you make projections about the future. Next year, we expect to provide 500 meals. Let's look at a few examples of outputs. Remember, outputs are the things we do, the services we provide. So here are a few examples. Provide meals. Complete coaching sessions. Offer tutoring sessions to elementary school students. Provide outfits to adults seeking work. Help with resumes. These are just generic outputs. They identify the things you do. Remember, outputs are useful first and foremost because they let us track the things we do. So most of the time, we see outputs presented with numbers attached to them. Something like this. Now our examples start to show outputs in action. We provided 1,000 meals. We completed 200 coaching sessions, and so on. This is a good start, but some of these examples could be improved. Can you guess which ones? Pause the video and take a second to think. You might be surprised which ones I think could be better. I highlighted a couple of outputs. Are those the ones you guessed could be better? Two of these explain who is the beneficiary. 2 elementary school students or 2 adults seeking work. I'll say it again, the output is the thing you did. Meals, coaching sessions, tutoring sessions, outfits, help with resumes. That other information is also really valuable to collect. It would be important to include in a newsletter or an annual report or for some other purpose. But that's extra information. It's more than we need. It's more than just an output. The output is the what, the tutoring session. And to elementary school students is the who. Do you need to know who you serve? Absolutely. Are those specifics about who you serve outputs? No. It's more like what we call demographics, and we'll talk about those later as well. Remember, your outputs are the things you do. Outputs focus on the what, not the who. So let's clean up these examples by removing the who. Okay, that's better. Now our outputs only focus on the things we do, not who. Now it's time for a little activity. I want you to take a few minutes to list some of the things you do. You can do this with a colleague or volunteer or board member if you want to. It doesn't have to be everything you do, and it can be things you track already or things you don't track yet. Numbers really aren't important, so you don't need to add them if you don't want to. This doesn't need to be perfect. We're just getting started. We're getting our brain working. And remember, focus on what, not who. If you are not working with an organization right now in some way as a staff member or volunteer or board member, then just visit the website of your favorite nonprofit and look for what they do, or maybe look for an annual report. Keep this list nearby as we learn more about outputs. You might want to revise it as you go. Up next, we'll learn what makes a good output.